In life, we often have to make very difficult decisions. And a lot of those difficult decisions are painful. And a lot of times we put off making those painful decisions because of preconceived notions or things that maybe we don't fully understand, but we're afraid of the pain, so we don't end up making the decision. And that's kind of what I did with my knees. My knees have been bad for quite some time, and I put off the decision to have them done for a while. So I put up with a lot of pain for a lot of years. Now, a lot of my friends didn't even know I had bad knees because I wasn't really one to put it out there. And anytime the sharp pain affected me, I would kind of clench my teeth and not say anything to mask it. And pain is also something you get used to. Just like in business, if there's a pain that's affecting your business, a lot of times we'll endure that pain for a long time because we're afraid of change. So then one day, recently, a few months back, one of my fans calls me out. I'm walking into Stop and Shop, and I noticed that she was walking with a cane, and she had stuff wrapped around her knees. And she told me about her knee surgery and how much better the surgery is today than years ago when I first looked into having it done. At that time, the knee surgeries were rated for 15 years, and I figured at my age, it wasn't something I was looking forward to doing, and I would just put it off and not deal with it. But the conversation went so well with her that I decided to schedule a meeting with an orthoped to kind of see what the deal was now regarding knee surgery. And that appointment went really well. It went so well that I scheduled the surgery for January 26th of this year. And at that time, I schedule everything in my life. When I look at how I do things, everything is scheduled, everything is planned. I make a plan, I write it down, and then I work that plan. It doesn't matter what element of my life it is. There's no work-life balance for me. It's one world, and it all balances beautifully because I love what I do. So I approach everything the same way. So I scheduled the surgery, and when I spoke with the surgeon, I said, listen, here's what I'm thinking, and you tell me if I'm off base or not. I said to him, I want to be walking without a cane, if possible. Maybe not all the time, but for a good chunk of the time, in about 4 weeks. He says, is that possible? He said, well, that's pretty lofty goals there. How did you come up with that number? I said, that's just a number I picked. I figured 4 weeks should be plenty of time. I said, have people done that? And he said, yes, people have done it. He says, most don't. Most take a lot longer. But I don't care about the ones that take longer. I care about the ones that have gotten it done. So if somebody else got it done, then in my mind, I could get it done if I stuck to it. So I had my surgery, I had about a week setback with some complications that I had not counted on when I set that initial goal. But yet I knew that I would remain focused and do whatever was necessary to at least try to come close to that goal. Grant Cardone's 10X principle, beautiful. Do 10 times the amount of work that you need to do. And even if you miss the mark, if you don't hit 10, but you end up at 7 or 8, you're probably still 5 or 6 ahead of anybody else that's trying to do the same thing. See, everybody says they want to do something, but very few people are committed enough to follow through with the action steps that need to be taken in order to achieve that goal. I'm not one of those guys. So even with a week setback, I still had my 4-week or month goal to be able to walk somewhat freely without a cane or the walker. And yesterday, I'm not going to lie, I cried yesterday. I was upset because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. But I pushed through, I do my exercises, and as you can see, it's not perfect, but you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm able to do it. because I set my mind to it and I followed through. And when I first posted the first picture, over 10,000 people looked at that picture in about a week's time. I got all kinds of messages across all my social media platforms, text messages, phone calls, from people thanking me for sharing it, because there are a lot of people that that need to have it done, but were afraid to do it. They didn't know what was involved. They were afraid to find out. But the messages that I shared resonated with a lot of people, and they thanked me for sharing the story. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. So here I am a month later or 4 weeks later, and I hit my goal of walking somewhat freely without the cane. And it feels really good. So whatever goal you have, you got to write it down. You got to plan the action steps, and you actually have to take those steps and implement. Because if you don't, it's not going to happen. It's just a wish. So this video, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to do this today as of less than 24 hours ago. But I'm happy to report I'm doing that video because I made the commitment and I followed through. So hopefully this helps some of you out there that are on the fence about making decisions, difficult ones, painful ones. Know that if you make the commitment, it's not enough. You need to take the action steps. You say you want more business? That's great. What are you going to do to get it? What are you going to do that's different that you didn't do last year or the year before or the year before that? Are you just going to wait for it to happen on its own? Because I'll tell you what, it's not going to. You need to make a plan, take the action steps, and if you do that, and you have the conviction in here, in your heart, you will achieve that goal. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following along with my surgery story. I hope this inspires a lot of you to do some of those things you've been putting off for a long time. So have a great weekend, and thanks again.